Hello, and welcome to today's episode, where we'll be diving into the in-depth exploration of the United States' current position as a global power, its vulnerability, and the key adjustment it would need to make if it aims to endure as a mighty empire for 1,000 years. Many empires throughout history have risen and fallen, often because of issues from within rather than from external threats. In looking at the US today, we'll consider how it stands against historical lessons and what action could ensure its continued strength and influence. The American economy is incredibly powerful but increasingly reliant on both national and personal debt. The US government borrows heavily, creating a financial structure that could become precarious, particularly if the global economic conditions change or if other nations lose confidence in the dollar. On the individual level, high levels of personal debt can lead to financial instability, with a large percentage of citizens living paycheck to paycheck. As other empires have shown, excessive debt can become a critical weakness if it isn't carefully managed. The concentration of wealth in the hands of a small elite has historically been a destabilizing force for empires. In the US, the growing wealth gap has created significant social and political challenges. When a large portion of population feels left behind, resentments grow, which can lead to divisions, distrust, and even uprising. For the US to thrive for 1,000 years, it must find ways to address and reduce this inequality to maintain social harmony. To address these economic fragilities, the US could consider strategies to gradually balance the national budgets and manage public debt, while still investing in growth areas like education, healthcare, and infrastructure. Wealth distribution through tax reform, improved wages, and increased access to education and healthcare could strengthen the social fabric, allowing for a more stable and unified society. These steps would create a healthier, more cohesive economic environment, providing a foundation for long-term resilience. One of the most visible weaknesses in the US today is extreme political polarization. Ideological divides can make it difficult to pass meaningful legislation or make lasting reforms when political parties are more invested in winning against each other than solving national issues. It weakens the effectiveness of governance. This inability to work collaboratively is a potential crack in the foundation of the empire. In the US, leaders are often more focused on the next election than on long-term solutions. This short-termism means that crucial areas like infrastructure, environmental policy, and education are often under-prioritized. Short-term thinking undermines the possibility of sustained future-focused planning, which is necessary for lasting empire. Reforms that promote bipartisan cooperation and incentivize long-term thinking are essential. Creating independent councils dedicated to long-term national interest could help keep policies in place that benefit the country beyond a single administration or political party. Additionally, campaigns finance reform might reduce the need for politicians to cater to donors, allowing for policies that truly prioritize the nation's future over immediate gain. The US maintain a global military presence, with bases and troops stationed in various countries, which creates a significant financial burden. While this allows the US to project power globally, it also strains resources that could be redirected to pressing domestic issues. Overextension was a key factor in the decline of past empires, and it's a lesson the US should heed. The US has constantly relied on its advanced technology to maintain military dominance. However, technology changes rapidly, and adversaries are always working to catch up. If the US loses its technological edge, it could face vulnerabilities that it may not be prepared for. A balanced approach that combines strategic diplomacy, economic influence, and military might could reduce dependence on overseas military commitments while maintaining a strong defense. The U.S. should carefully assess its military presence abroad, focusing only on areas that align with core national interest. Investing in cybersecurity, space defense, and specialized training for troops can also ensure that the military remains a formidable force even as technology advances. The US has become deeply integrated with digital technology, which bring both strengths and vulnerability. Dependence on technology creates potential weaknesses, especially in critical infrastructures such as energy grids, transportation, financial systems, and healthcare. The interconnectedness of American systems makes them targets for cybersecurity, which could have devastating effects on the economy, national security, and even civilian lives. If these vulnerabilities are not addressed, adversaries could exploit them, causing massive disruptions. Increasing investment in cybersecurity infrastructure and training could help address these vulnerabilities. Encouraging collaboration between government and private sector to develop standardized structure security protocol would be essential, and comprehensive approach to cybersecurity education and public awareness is also needed to protect the country from both external and internal threats. In recent years, cultural divides have become more apparent in the US, with significant differences in beliefs and values that contribute to polarization. This fragmentation weakens national unity and reduces the ability to come together to face challenges. The mental health crisis is another major issue affecting the social fabric. Rising rates of anxiety, depression, and other mental health conditions impact the workforce, increase healthcare costs, and lead to social instability. If these challenges go unaddressed, they will erode the strength of the nation. Education in social initiatives that promote unity, resilience, and a sense of shared responsibility could help rebuild the social fabric. Increased investment in mental health resources and programs that support well-being can contribute to a healthier, more cohesive society. But addressing these issues, the U.S. can create a strong, resilient population capable of facing future challenges. Environmental degradation poses a significant threat to long-term stability, as issues like climate change and resources depletion threaten agriculture, infrastructure, and public health. The impact of climate change are already being felt in many parts of the U.S., and if left unaddressed, they could have severe consequences for national stability. Policies that prioritize environmental sustainability could help mitigate these threats by investing in renewable energy, reducing waste, and protecting natural resources. The U.S. can set a foundation for a sustainable future. These measures would not only protect the environment, but also create jobs, improve public health, and enhance quality of life, contributing to a more resilient nation. Global influence relies on more than just military power. It also depends on soft power, the ability to influence through culture, diplomacy, and values. If the U.S. is perceived as abandoning its ideal or failing to lead on issues that matter globally, it risks losing its moral authority and influence. Isolationism can also threaten the U.S. global standing. Turning inward could allow other nations to fill the power vacuum left behind, potentially leading to a shift in the balance of power. To maintain global influence, the U.S. could prioritize cultural diplomacy, humanitarian efforts, and collaboration on global issues like climate change and poverty. Strengthening alliances and partnerships would reinforce the U.S. as a reliable and compassionate world leader. As we've explored, the U.S. faces significant challenges that could undermine its position as a global leader if not addressed. However, With the right strategies, it can navigate these vulnerabilities and establish a more resilient foundation by managing its economy, fostering unity, balancing military commitments, strengthening cybersecurity, promoting environmental sustainability, and maintaining global influence through diplomacy. The US can create a legacy that lasts far beyond our lifetime. The path to a 1,000-year empire won't be easy, but with humility, self-reflection, and a commitment to long-term goals, the US can emerge stronger, more united, and better equipped to face the future. Thank you for listening, and let's continue the conversation about how we can build a more enduring and prosperous America for generations to come.